One of the things that Kody said on the season premiere of season 19 of Sister Wives that was, I like about lost my mind, was when he was so confused about the fact that Christine and Janelle, when they were married to the same man and living in the same house, had some conflict. But now that they are living their own lives and not married to the same man, in different places, can get along. Like the guy's like, oh, I'm just so confused. Now they're friends and they're like helping Isabel move and hanging out with Maddie. But when they were in this terrible living situation, they had conflict. And it's like, this is now the guy who's trying to brand himself as being like, I think polygamy is unfair to women. Although it's funny because I've heard him say that. He also said that in the interview he did on YouTube about a year ago, or like 9 months ago. He said that he never recommended it for his daughters, which he did, and that it wasn't fair. Polygamy isn't fair to women, and I guess he made this reference. And then when they asked him about it, he was like, "It's unfair to me. I'm the one who really suffered." It's like, oh my gosh. This man just gets to me in a way that I just can't believe. But it's like, it's just, he keeps ringing this bell about how, well, Christina and Janelle didn't used to get along. And it's like, yeah, because they just share their family bills. They were living in the same place in a really cramped house. Each of them had, depending on the time, many kids in an extremely small space, sharing a man who was only there every third day. Like, there's plenty of people who said they couldn't have that many kids, period, let alone with a husband who's very seldom present. And from what I understood is when he was there, he was a big lump of clay doing nothing, just a bleh. And so it's like, but he's like laughing about how ridiculous it is. Oh, they went and helped Isabel move from Maddie's. Oh, I just can't believe it. And I'm just like, I know he's trying to like prove this point and he thinks he's making these great points about how hypocritical they are. But it's like, I think anyone, if you said, could you get along better with a person that you knew, think of your best friend. Do you think you could get along with them if you were married to the same person? I think 99% of women would be like, no, of course not. I'd have to share my man? That seems ridiculous. Well, now what if you were sharing in a house? Oh, that sounds awful. Well, what if you had an extremely limited budget to the degree that at least one of you is going to file bankruptcy every few years? Okay, yeah, I think I'd be pretty stressed out. It just drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. And it's so weird to me that he, rather than seeing, like he talks about how the family left him, no, he went on TV and called them all a bunch of a-holes, threatened to punch a bunch of the kids, said that they were a bunch of outcasts, claims that he never loved their mother, that he regretted marrying their mother. He said that about Mary, Janelle, and Christine, and then is shocked that everybody else seems to be having, not everybody else, but a huge percent of them seem to be getting along just fine. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the level of delusion you have to not realize that you could be a big part of the problem because everybody else, even people that that previously didn't seem to have this amazing relationship, seem to be doing just fine with you out of their life. There's got to be some level where you start going, hey, maybe it is me that's the problem. Everyone else seems to be kind of having better relationships and starting to mend fences, except for me. And I'm sure that these interviews were done within the past 6 months. So all of the interviews you see are semi-recent, even though the footage is old. And so that's very telling.